Okay, so we've built the bullish engulfing candle. It works well. We've tested it and it's given me the signal as it should do. Now I'm going to go back to the rules and build the bearish side, because we obviously want bullish and bearish. Although if you only wanted to trade on one direction of the market, you can do. And you can do your full test on the bullish version or the full test on the bearish version. It really depends on what you want to do. Reality is that we generally will go for the bullish at the right time and the bearish at the right time. So it's best, in my opinion, to put them together. So just check we've got the core rules. We haven't got a bearish engulfing candle here. So I'm going to firstly clone the bullish rule, and we're going to edit. We're going to rename that rule first, so it's going to be bearish. So we've got a bearish engulfing. Let's just, so that's the rule for that, and then we click OK, and it's given me the signals. Now this was a bullish engulfing, so we'll need to go through this and change things. Now in fact, the higher the high bar is got to be greater than the higher the previous bar. That's true. And the low bar has got to be less than the previous bar. That's true. And the close of the, now this is where we want to change things here. So we're going to change from here. So the close has got to be lower than the previous bar. So what we're going to do, the close of the, oh, that's easy anyway. That's already set. It's very, very simple. Instead of greater is less than. So we just change the operator here, is less than, drop that in, than the previous bar. Done. So you've literally gone through and made a rule just by taking the other and just changing it, flipping it on its head. So we'll save that rule. So we've got that rule. Now we've, as with last time, I built a setup from the core rules. I build a setup rule. So that's putting these rules together, the moving average and this particular bar. So let's do that next then. So we want a new rule. It's going to be a setup rule. We're going to call it bearish engulfing. Okay, and then we're going to drop those rules in. So the core rules for that was test price below the 34, so we pop that in, and so let's put an and it must be a bearish engulfing, and so that's the setup condition. So that's the rules behind the setup, and then we want the action itself. What do we want to do when it gets there? So we can go down to actions, and I'm going to just pause the backtest. So we're going to take this as far as we can here. So we've got this ready. So this is the bearish engulfing. Pop that on the save. Close that. And now what I'm going to do, instead of going back to the beginning, I'm just going to click the drag this in there as well. So we've now got a bullish and bearish one. So we can see, I could take the bullish one off just to check that the bearish is working okay, but let's just run it. Okay, now that is showing me a bearish engulfing, which is correct, but I've overlooked something here because it's not below the 34 moving average. So there's an error in the build up of here. So what's wrong with it? It's not below the 34. So that's we can check from up here the entry rules, and we'll do that now. So there's a quick way of checking. We can just click on the bearish engulfing here and look at the rules here. I know what I've done. I know it's around test one. It's actually sitting as greater. So that's the last bar is greater than its 50 MA. I didn't flip it to is less than. So I need to go in now and just change that. I can't change it from here. I could try and change it here, but it won't let me. It won't let me. It says can't drop here, you see, all the way through. You can't actually make a modification from the rules that are already on the screen. I need to do that from the rule setup, rule manager itself. So I'm going to come back to the rule manager, go into the core rules, look for the short 34 moving average. In fact, I'm just going to check that I've got a short one and not a long one sitting on there. Actually, let's just click on it, it's easier here. Yes, okay, so the short, I didn't flip that around. Well done to anyone that had already spotted that. So I need to just switch that into is less than. So the low of the last bar is less than the 34 moving average. Okay, once that's done, we just need to save that. Now when I close this, it's going to ask, there you go, the rule's been modified. Do you want to continue to reload it? In this case, yes. So it's reloaded it. Close the rule again. Here we go. And then so it's scrubbed everything before it. And then let's just check it out. So it's a bearish engulfing. So what I'm going to do now is take off the rules. So you right click on the screen here and detach all rules, and we're going to file, restart this, restart backtest, yes, and we're going to now drop those two rules on here and get it running. Moving average is there. There's the bearish engulfing, nicely done. Now if I had not made the little mistake, you wouldn't have seen the opportunity to go back and edit. There's another one. And another one. So you can see they're all there then. Okay, so I'm going to stop this here. You go back, you test it, you add your bullish and your bearish versions of what you're looking for, and we'll move on from there.